gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
This is Ben Murphy here for Box Nation. I'm here with Nathan Cleverly, the WBO light heavyweight champion of the world. Nathan, we're 5 days out now from the biggest fight of your professional career. How are you feeling?
Feel great, mentally good, in a good place, feeling positive, physically feel well. I've trained well for this fight, and preparation has had to be spot on for this fight. This guy is too dangerous, hits too hard, too accurate to take for granted. This is a serious challenge. I'm ready, no excuses, let's get it on.
So let's talk a little bit about Kovalev. What have you seen of him?
He's a good fighter, great amateur pedigree. You can see the way he boxes, very upright, throws solid, accurate shots, very precise. Starts very fast. He comes with one thing in mind, and that's to take it, to take you out, to get the KO victory. I've got to be on my toes for this fight, and I may have to get through some tricky periods, weather the storm at times, but I'll get through it and I'll break this guy up.
I mean, you refer to, like, obviously we've all seen Kovalev's knockout record. I think it's 19 KOs inside the first 3 rounds, or was it 18 KOs inside the first 3 rounds? Do you think the fact that he's never been past 6 rounds is going to hamper him in this fight at all?
Potentially. I've got a lot of rounds under my belt for a 26-year-old fighter. I'm still young, but I've got a lot of rounds under my belt, a lot of experience. Kovalev, he's blasted everyone out. Different type of fighter to me. He blasts them out 18 KOs inside 3 rounds out of his 20 fights. He's an exceptionally hard hitter, but I'm going to be ready for that. Take him into the trenches. That's where I come into my own, break him down, and eventually get to him.
And in terms of a test, is this 100% number one, way above Bellew, way above Murat, etc.?
You'd have to say this is my biggest test. 2 undefeated fighters. He's come up with a lot of hype from America. His KO record is exceptional, and I'm world champion. Defending your world title can be difficult because people are gunning for you and they do anything to rip that world belt from you. So this is a difficult fight, but this is what champions are made of. They get through these tests.
So let's, obviously it's an HBO debut for yourself. What sort of fights do you, I mean, obviously if he's sort of coming over here with the HBO backing, if you will. Would you assume that you could take that off him if you win this one in style?
Yeah, that's the great opportunity with this fight. This was the attraction with the fight. Not only would it be a good fight to the fans, because we both fight on the front foot, both unbeaten, but he comes with American TV, and that's what we want. We want American exposure to make a statement and hopefully set up those real super fights then.
So obviously, all right, let's talk a little bit about potentially, obviously we're not going to look past the biggest fight of your professional career on Saturday, but obviously we've had a few problems getting the big American names over. Do you think if you put Kovalev away in style and win this one, it's going to be send a real message out to those big American names that they've got to come here and fight you on your own patch?
Most definitely. Win this fight, win in style. That's going to send shockwaves around this light heavyweight division, and I'm in prime position then. The only way then is those super fights, the Hopkins, the Stevensons. That's the only way forward then. So get through this fight. This is a major step for me. This is the breakthrough fight, I feel.
So obviously, I mean, we all saw what happened with Bernard Hopkins. I mean, it actually appeared to everybody he didn't seem too keen to fight Kovalev. So the fact that you've taken on that challenge, I mean, it must send real messages to those guys.
Well, Hopkins came out and stated this guy, you could see he was very, very good. And he kind of left me to fight this guy. Let's see what situation, let's see what Cleverly's made of. Let's see him take on Kovalev and beat Kovalev, and then he'll earn his chance at fighting, Bernard Hopkins. So I think that was his mentality. And I'm prepared to do that. This is my acid test, and I'm prepared to take it on. I asked for this fight. Let's do it. Get it on. Get the business done, and let's move forward and really make a statement in this light heavyweight division.
I mean, that's the really interesting thing. I mean, people are avoiding this guy like the plague, obviously. For a champion to defend his title against somebody who obviously is not a mandatory challenger at all, I mean, it takes some real balls, really. I mean, Do you think you'll get the kudos and the plaudits from those hardcore boxing fans that are notoriously hard to please if you win this fight?
Yeah, it takes guts, it takes a lot of balls, and I've got plenty of heart, plenty of guts, and I'm gonna, yeah, and I want to take this guy on, and I want to beat him for myself, but to make a statement as well. And I feel that's the way forward. To take him, to defeat him, and the cynics one by one. What can they say to that result? It's going to be a great result for me.
I mean, all the boxing forums, they've all literally stood up and clapped their hands at your willingness to take this fight because it is such a tough fight. I mean, I think it is one for them. This could be a real turning point in terms of those notoriously hard to please hardcore fans. I mean, you mentioned in the past a couple of times you've got a bit of flack off those guys. I mean, Will it be quite satisfying to sort of shove this one in their face if you come through Saturday night?
Well, it's kind of a good motivation, that kind of some of the flack you take can inspire you, and it does keep you on your toes. Sometimes when you get the hype behind you, all the praise, you can get a little bit carried away, take your foot off the gas, and things like this are a good thing, getting that, keeping you on your toes, getting that little bit of flack, keeping the adrenaline pumping, the buzz. You want to prove the cynics wrong. So that's a good thing. It's very motivational, and I can use that as a positive. I'm too clever to allow that to affect me and take it as a negative. You turn it into a positive, and this is going to inspire me to victory.
Okay, so last question, Nathan. What can we expect on Saturday night?
This is going to be a great fight, electric atmosphere, and a great fighting match. Two guys prepared to fight on the front foot. Some good exchanges, some big shots being landed, but eventually myself coming out victorious with a late stoppage or points win.
Thanks for that, Nathan. This is Ben Murphy for Box Nation. We look forward to a massive fight on Saturday night, live on Box Nation at the Cardiff CIA Arena.